Alright, let's get it. Devastator stream starts now. We are going to build this guy from scratch. I have not opened up a single one of these Constructicons so far, so this should be interesting. We're going to have to go through 6 bot modes, so that's 1 2-pack, or sorry, yeah, 1 2-pack and 4 individual deluxes, 2 individual deluxes, 2 Voyagers, and yeah, should be a very interesting stream to say the least. We're going to go over Bonecrusher, Scrapper, Hook, Long Haul, Scavenger, Mixmaster. We're going to unbox all 6. We are going to go through the figures at hand, the accessories, the articulation, get them into their alt modes, and then of course we're going to form Devastator, because that is the only reason why I bought this guy. I've never had a Devastator ever. That's a lie. I had the Bayverse version of Devastator, which completely different, but I've never had a G1 Devastator. G1 is something that I've only really been getting into for the last maybe 2 years, since they started releasing the movie figures, because Chug just wasn't for me, but they are doing something right, and super excited for this one because I'm trying to think of any other combiners that I might have had. I had the Bayverse Devastator combiner, and then I also have a third-party Bruticus. Can't remember which one, if it was DX9 or maybe Iron Factory. But in any case, very, very different from what you're about to see over here. So hope you're excited, because this is going to take a little while. But let's go ahead and get into what we have here. Gloves are on, and you are tuning in to Booyah Kicks' stream, so thanks for being here. Let's switch up to the top-down view. All right, we're gonna bring the audio down a touch, just so it's a little ambient there instead. Let's see, let's get it to maybe 28. How's that? Maybe even 29 or 30. Yeah, let me know how the audio is going so far. But we have 2 deluxes here, Bonecrusher and Scavenger. We have 2 Voyagers here, Mixmaster and Scrapper. Oh, sorry, the first one was Scavenger, rather. And then finally we have the 2-pack, which is a windowless design over here. And that is Hook and Long Haul. So let's go ahead and go. I do want to start in the order that they were released, because they did come in different waves. According to my notes, it was... Let's do it like this. Lots of stuff going on. Yo, what's going on? Are you a Transformer collector, Scar? But these are, again, these are the first 2 that were released, Bonecrusher and Scrapper. So we'll go ahead and start with these. Second to release was the 2-pack, which is this set over here. And then finally, I was able to get the Mixmaster, was the last one I actually got this week. And Scavenger came in a little bit earlier. So again, the last 2 over here. So let's go ahead and go put these aside and bring these 2 back. So let's go actually with Bonecrusher. We'll do these individually so we can actually take a look at the box and have them all in each side that we have here. So this, of course, is our Bonecrusher Devastator off to the side over here. Just the Autobots insignia at Studio Series. Nothing on top except for the name here. Usual legal jargon. And then on the back, you could see Bonecrusher in his different modes here. I don't even know what that is, a bulldozer, I guess. And then the bot mode over here. I actually did also pre-order an upgrade kit for this guy too. So that's all the different sides. So let's go ahead and get him open. And let me know again if you're a fan of Transformers, specifically if you're following Devastator at all, because this is going to be a fun one for sure. Don't care for the box, so we're just going to chuck that. Recycle. Take these accessories off and put them off to the side. And we will go and actually cut him out. Now, compared to some of the other Transformers, he does not have the like design background of like G1 or anything like that. Sometimes they do give you like a little bit of a set diorama. But we're gonna go ahead and just cut this guy out. Should be the last one. There we go. Get this here, and we will start a recycling pile somewhere. Let's see. Have this Nintendo shopping bag off to the side. There we go. Keep the instructions. Let's see if any of the plastic is around. Let's go ahead, collect all the loose little plastic pieces. Yeah, and feel free to let me know how the audio is for this, but let's go ahead and get this guy all straightened out. Okay, so I'm not sure what this is, but we will take a look shortly, and he does have his little blaster here. So we'll go ahead, oops. And these are his instructions, of course. Looks like this block piece actually goes on the back, but let's go. They say that this hooks on to here, so let's go and fold this back, and then this piece actually just goes on like so. So there you go, this piece here, fold that down, and all right, that is the figure itself and the gun. Let's see here, not a collector, no, but unboxings are always interesting. Audio seems fine. Thank you very much for weighing in there. Yeah, I'm definitely, you know, as most people know, I am a gamer and a collector as well. So this is the other hobby aside from playing Silk Song recently and Smash. You know, very excited to get this going again. I grew up, my uncle was the one that actually got me into Transformers as a kid, and I don't even believe he had a Devastator, but this is definitely something, you know, a collection that I wanted to start as soon as I saw it unveiled. Over the years, I just never was really sold on G1 Transformers, like the original vintage ones, just not enough articulation, so I wasn't sold on those. A lot of the other Chug and different styles of Transformers that came out over the past, they just never really hit the mark. They didn't really hit that nostalgia, but this specific line, the Transformers Studio Series Transformers the movie G1 line, is absolutely killing it. So this is definitely a good renaissance and a good opportunity for people to jump into Transformers for sure. So let's go take a look at the figure in hand. So you could see Bonecrusher over here, very green, limited paint apps here with, you know, all this nice sculpting. You have some red, some purple, you have a little sticker over here, and then a nice little face sculpt there with the silver and red paint, a little bit of purple paint here on each respective sides, some slight silver detailing here for the treads, some gray plastic that we just mounted on over here, and again, all very green as expected. But he does look pretty like derpy, I'm not gonna lie. Like he looks like a little person, like just a little stumpy. But I believe that there are some upgrade kits. I know that I ordered 1 or 2. I'm not sure if it's exactly for this guy, but you know, he does look a little off in terms of proportions. But I know that it is because of the way that the combine mode is designed. So that's Bonecrusher here, and then he does have a little G1 blaster, as you can see over here, so that works just fine. And of course it's just a standard 5mm peg, so that goes in here, and then he can pew pew. Just turn his head so he's actually looking at the target. This actually folds back down. I'm just looking at the packaging now that he should look like this, so there you go. Get him in a slightly more dynamic pose with the legs bent. There you go. There is our Bonecrusher ready to blast some Autobots. Let's get into some articulation. So first and foremost, with the head, spin all the way around. There's no tilt, but there is a forward tilt up and down just from a transformation perspective, but no like side to side head tilt. Let's see here with the shoulders, arms go up. They're just on these ball pegs that you can see right over here. So you can swing these all the way around for both. There's no butterfly joint here. There's no bicep swivel, but there is this little ball joint on the elbow here. So that goes up just about 90 degrees. This comes back down, and then this could spin around if you need to. But you can see again, the forearm looks pretty stumpy, pretty short. And then the hand is actually just molded right into this piece over here. So you can't turn it, you can't do anything other than you know, put a weapon in his hand or an effect of some sort. Looking into the midsection here, there is a little bit of a, I guess you can consider this maybe a, not an ab crunch, but like a bend. But then it does get kind of weird with this piece here, because then the shovel starts to cover his face. So he could tilt forward, but then he kind of gets messed up like that. So not quite. And then the back is, he can't actually fold back. So let's see here, there's no waist rotation. Oh, actually, if you move shovel forward, you do get some waist rotation here, but kind of weird, to be honest. And then with the legs, he can kick up this far, go that far back. He can go this far out. There is a thigh swivel here, which is nice. And then your knee can bend 90 degrees. It's blocked by this back piece over here. And then the toes, there is actually an ankle rocker here. And there is no forward tilt in terms of the toe and the heel, but these collapse together to get the treads transformed over here. So very basic, and you know, not too much going on with this deluxe figure. He is very small, but yeah, that is our boy Bonecrusher. So we're going to continue, and we're going to get every single bot out so we can actually lay them out over here and have them as comparison. So go ahead and put Bonecrusher off to the side. Let's go into our next person here, which is Scrapper. So Scrapper is a Voyager size figure, and let's see here, Devastator on the side. We have just the Transformers insignia, Scrapper on the top, legal stuff on the bottom, and then the basic piece in the back here. So you could see again the scene from the G1 86 movie. You could see different angles of Scrapper here on the back, but let's go ahead and get him out. instructions for Scrapper are here. Looks like we have the figure, but also some, let's see here. I have to get him situated in some way. Looks like should have to turn him around, and this shovel actually bends back behind, so we'll go ahead and turn him around, bend this back down, and let's see here, this bends down. There we go. So give him a bigger backpack here just to drop that head shape. So I think that is good for now. I'm not sure where his other two guns go, but let's go ahead and do this. Put these instructions off to the side, and of course we do have a couple different things, Scrapper being one of them, two separate guns that form Devastator's cannon, and then also this one here as well. So before we get into those, let's go ahead and take a look at our boy Scrapper. And here he is in his Decepticon glory. Very green. I am seeing, unfortunately, some paint kind of like scuffing or something. I don't know what's going on over here, to be honest, but there are some weird marks here. It looks like, I don't know if something touched it before the silver got solidified there. You can't really, it's hard to see it on camera because of the glare, but I can see it in hand. So just take a look at those for sure. For anyone who is looking for some really clean paint jobs, this is not the best one by far. But yep, we could take a look at his little head sculpt there. He does have some silver and red paint. The Decepticon insignia over here, painted silver legs, wheels that spin on each side, and hollow around the back. And let's see what else he comes with. He has his gun, which is this tiny little guy over here. But then we also have these two guns as well, which should combine to form Devastator's cannon. So all these are 5mm plugs. So we can go ahead and give him one of these. This is his standard small pistol. Get him into that same standard blasting pose. Whoops, this guy's peg just came out. Slide this back on. There we go. But if you want to rock dual blasters, then we could certainly put both of Devastator's cannons on him as well. Do a little jumping dive. Guns blazing. Or standoff, kind of Spider-Man style. Pointing in both directions, so he has both sides covered. Right? Could do that. And then I believe, again, these two, we should be able to just port in these two pieces together to form Devastator's cannon. Oh, there's actually a little piece that you can see right there, and then that's how you know that these plug in. There we go. And then now we have Devastator's cannon, so we can put this also as a massive gun for him to hand, and maybe he could actually two-hand it. Let's see if we could do this. A little tough, but we can make it work. There we go. Kind of awkward based on his angle and this articulation, but let's see here. Yeah, not the best pose for him to be holding this large rifle, but doable. All right. And let's see what we have from an articulation perspective. So taking a look at his head, spin around like so. It is on a ball joint, so he does actually have a little bit of rock side to side, forward and back, just because he's on that ball joint. Let's take a look at his arms here. His arms go out this high, can spin around. There is a slight butterfly joint. It looks like there is some type of hinge in here. So he does get a little bit of a shoulder articulation here. Let's see, there is this bicep rotation, bicep swivel here. His arm goes forward, bends forward 90 degrees. And it goes the other way as well. Who knows why, but it does. His hand is right over here. It would have been nice if they painted that purple, but maybe that's just accuracy. There is no articulation to the hand, but it does fold in on transformation. So that. No waist swivel on this guy. And let's see, no ab crunch or really anything going on over here. But there is there a waist swivel? Whoops, this leg keeps coming off from the mushroom peg, but luckily it goes back on easy enough. Yeah, no, the waist does not move whatsoever. Leg goes up this far. And goes back. Well, it'll clip there, so you need to just kind of move it up and out of the way. Kind of get back like this. It can go out this far. And then you do have this swivel over here on the mushroom peg. And no swivel on that piece over here. The knee bends 90 degrees. It does have this ankle pivot here. No toe, yeah, heel articulation, kind of. You can get him into a wide stance. Yeah. This comically large gun over here. So we'll find a place to store it. But yeah, let's do this. Take that off for now. And I think that is good for Scrapper. Alright, let's find a place to put them while we wait. Alright, the next one is a big boy because it is a 2-pack, which is the hook and long haul 2-pack, which came out after the individual release of the Deluxe and the Voyager. So you can see no window on this packaging, but it does show that both are included. Devastator, of course, on the side. You can see just their alt modes on this side here. Names on top. Legal stuff on the bottom. And then, of course, all the preview shots. So they keep using the same art or same scene when he's fighting the Dinobots here in the movie. And then of course you have the different alt modes and bot modes, and you can see that there is a trailer which does have additional parts for Devastator on this piece over here. So let's go ahead and open this up. This one I actually got from e-collectibles. So shout out to Mike and the team there. I actually saw him at Fan Expo. Great guy. He hooked me up with the Star Optimus Prime and I think it was Blaster. I think I got there. Alright, this is interesting because now these are the first ones to come in the alt modes versus the bot modes. So we're gonna have to go backwards on this guy. Yeah, let's go ahead and get this guy out. Running out of space here. Is that it? Or do we have... Just want to make sure I'm not losing any accessories on the unbox. Alright, so we have a lot of paperwork here. Let's get all of these little loose plastic pieces out of the way. So this will be a bit of a pain because I'm going to have to transform these into their alt modes or bot modes and then get them into their alt modes again. So let's go ahead and what do we got to do? There's some assembly required here. All right, so hook is the first one. So we're gonna take this guy here and looks like, hold on, trying to get these out of the way so it's a little cleaner. Oops. Office is falling apart here. All right, so this is hook and it's telling me to put this peg over here onto the back and get him like this. Makes sense. The hook is hanging out in the front here. Okay, and then it also tells me to get the blaster, wherever that is, probably in here. Just gonna cut this open, save some time. Not these, not these. It looks like I need a little dual blaster. So this is his gun right here. And we're gonna take that and we're gonna plug it into the side. So there is a little peg right there. And then this socket right here. So we're gonna go ahead and attach it right on top, right there. And it looks like we also get these two pieces and then they combined, so you can see how they peg in together. Go ahead and plug that in and now you have another blaster, and then this actually plugs into the side of long haul, so that's right over here. So go ahead and take this and plug that in, and then there you go. All right, so there's a couple more pieces, all these loose pieces that we have over here. Let's figure out what we do with these. So it looks like these are like this. These wing pieces are like this. We have this piece here, and then I'm not sure, looks like these go together. So these are seemingly identical. Or no, they're not. There's 1 and 2, but I don't know if they have the same function. They look the same, but let's go ahead and take, looks like this plugs in here. So this one here plugs in the same way, just like this. And then they fold in. So his hands fold in. But looks like it's getting hit by something. Oh, there we go. Just gotta put a little bit more force. There we go. Okay, and then it says that we need to take these 2 pegs here, 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 and we take those out. Same thing here, take that out, and then now they go onto the back of this thing. So let's go ahead and point this like so. And this one again will peg in there. So we take this, peg in here. Okay, and then it looks like we attach it to, oh, hold on. Not done yet. This piece here will click on top shortly. Flip this guy upside down. These 2 pieces will peg, these 2 will port in there. So we go ahead and take this, this, and this. I think. There we go. So. And then these wing bits just kind of go off to the side over here. So you can see that they have this kind of flat piece over here and then this port. So this goes onto the side. So, and then same here. And that is seemingly the trailer. And then what we need to do is hook them up to long haul. So this opens up. And then we peg into the back here, like so. And now that is the full trailer that gets connected to his alt mode. Oops, little loose there. Just gotta make sure that he's secure. Let me double check this again. Come on. So let's go ahead and get these guys all transformed. Into their bot modes so we can have them all together. But all right, let's see here. Looks like this hook comes forward, this bends in, and then we turn this guy around, and these back parts come up. This comes up off the back. And let's see here. Something needs to release up top here too. Oh yes, this part is off, so we're good. Now we open up. Let's see here. Upside, we get the arms out. Like so. And then bring these shoulder pieces down. Now these fold forward. This should have shifted down. There we go. So this back part shifts down, these shoulders come down. Arms fold up. Looks like this, the arms peg into the back somehow. I don't know why I would want to do that, but yeah, let's skip that for now. This looks like we are folding the legs out. Oops. Oh. Is it this whole piece? Yeah, the leg needs to come off. I don't know why it's not opening up. There we go. All right, so this comes down. Turn this around. These leg parts, or I guess they're his feet. There we go. All right, these are folded up. Looks like these two pieces need to come out. These fold down and forward. I'm trying to figure out how to get these legs going here. So that needs to go up. These silver parts need to cover the front somehow. What's going on here? This, the wheels. Oh, I see. The leg gets pulled down like so, and then something like this. Does it clip in somewhere? There's nowhere to peg. Guess not. But that's good enough. Let's bring this down. Here we go. Cover up the front. Alright, that looks better. Then let's see here. And where does his hook go though? It's too, feels like it's way too far back, but maybe that's just the way he's supposed to be. All right, I think this is him. All right, so here we go. We have hook transformed over here. Right, and then let's go ahead and take a look at his articulation. Let's get a gun in hand as well. Again, this accessory here. Put it in his hand. There we go. All right, let's take a look at hook right over here. So head is on a ball joint, so it can tilt slightly, can move forward and back just a little bit, rotate of course, right? No butterfly joint on the shoulder. He can go up, but then he will hit this. You can flip this up here to get more clearance. That back is tough because he will also hit this back part here, so can't really go further back. Maybe if you spin it out that way, right? And he does have a little bicep swivel like so. He has double jointed elbows here, so far the most articulation out of all the robots we've seen so far. And then with the hand over here, there's no rotation, there's no tilt, just the turn in and out, just to kind of hide in transformation. Taking a look at his torso over here, there is no swivel, there is no crunch. His leg will come out this far, it'll go that far back, it'll go this far out, and then he does have a thigh cut right here. Knee bends that far, and this little flap kind of piece over here does give you some toe articulation. And let's see, there is an ankle kind of tilt on the inside too, so you can get him in a wide stance. Again, we'll do the standard wide stance that I've done with the other folks. Turn him out, get the one blaster out, and there is hook. All right, let's go ahead and set him aside. Whoa, bless. All right, we are on bot number 4, which is long haul. So let's go ahead. Again, these are all Devi pieces, so this does not transform into a robot at all. He's just a trailer, and then these parts are part of the body. So we'll go ahead and transform long haul here. So we'll go ahead and take a look at him, but let's go ahead and take this off. Okay, so it looks like we take this guy and this whole thing comes up. Okay, so we'll do this, looks like, and then we need to flip these. That looks looks like we open and untab these guys over here on the sides. Okay. And then looks like we fold them underneath. So right here and here, you can see these clip like so. This one here. Okay. Now his hands are set there. Looks like we fold these out and then back down again. And then we flip his hands out. Okay, and then just have him down. This top opens up, folds back together, and then we open the front here and get his head out like so. Looks like all of this still stays open as we swing the bottom half down that, and we close this up. Oops. Okay, that's tabbed in. Then we straighten out his legs. So these tab in as well, here and here. So okay, and then the legs shift out apparently, so I don't know how. Oh, they're saying to pull it apart. Oh, that's fine. And then we unclick these knees. Okay. And we turn them around. And it looks like this folds down. And this folds up. And is that it? And let's give him his blaster here. All right, and this is long haul. All right, let's take a look at articulation, starting with the head. You can swivel, a little bit of a nod, but kind of stuck in there, so you're just on a little ball peg, right? Arms, no butterfly joint, but he can spin all the way around. Arm comes up this high. He does he have a bicep swivel? No, no bicep swivel. Just a ball peg over here, so you can bend 90 degrees at the arm. No waist articulation, no ab crunch. Leg can kick up this far and go that far back. This far out. There is a thigh swivel over here, and then the knee, the wheel does block it there, so go that far. And then with the toe, there is no toe articulation forward and back, but there is an ankle rocker. And we'll get him into his, again, standard wide pose that I've been doing for the rest. And that is long haul. So we are almost there. We'll get this guy off to the back. And this piece we'll need later on. We'll keep this off to the side here. All right, next we are going to go with Scavenger. Another deluxe. You can see right here. Devastator on the side. Legal price, movie art, alt mode, bot mode. Let's do it. Let's cut this guy out. All right, let's get this guy back together again. If you're joining right now, we just got through the first 4 Constructicons, which would be long haul, scrapper, hook, Bonecrusher, and we just got to Scavenger over here. And we still need to get Mixmaster out, who we just picked up this week. So slowly getting through, but let's focus on Scavenger here. We'll bring these guys back. Let me know how the audio is, how the video quality looks. Here we go. Some assembly required because we do have the scoop separate and this accessory piece over here. So according to the instructions, let's see here. We take this port piece over here and it looks like it goes right on this back peg over here. So we're going to go ahead and combine these two, right? Put them together. There we go. So it lines up kind of like it's these two dots are connected with that one line, and just tuck everything away in the back there, and then we can go ahead and get his pistol, this little Decepticon pistol here, get that into his hand. And do we need to do anything else? I don't think so. I think that is him. So this is Scavenger. He is a deluxe size, so very similar to Bonecrusher. These are the stumpy guys. Compare them to. These are the two deluxe dudes. So they are a little stumpy. The arms are a little short. Little note on those guys here. And let's take a look at this guy. You know, not bad. Looks very reminiscent to what I remember the G1 figure looking like and G1 cartoon looking like. Paint apps are okay. I did have some scuff marks on one of the other dudes. I think it was Scrapper. His chest, his silver was kind of like messed up, but this is nicely done. All the paint details in the head and in the chest are good. I'm curious to know about the hand because it looks like this is actually green paint on black, which I don't know why they would do that and not just use the same green plastic there. So really weird because you could already see some of the paint chip like kind of like right at the knuckle on the side over there, but what are you gonna do? Mainly green, a couple purple paint apps over here. Looking at the lower section, all purple plastic with some silver paint apps on the side, on the toe as well. So the bottom and the legs are very much similar to the Bonecrusher figure over here. I think they repurposed those legs, to be honest, or very similar, not exactly, but same style of engineering on the lower body there. And I think that's all she wrote. Let's go ahead and get into his accessories again. We talked about this. It's just the Decepticon blaster that he has over here. But let's get into articulation. So let's look at his head. He can spin around. That's pretty much all he could do. I think there's a little tilt. Yeah, there's a bit of a tilt, and that's mainly because his head does tuck away into there. We'll go into the transformation later on. In terms of the arms, there is no butterfly. This is just a big ball joint over here. So you do get a little bit of a twist, and then you can spin the arm this much, go out that far. No bicep swivel, and again, a very short, funny looking arm over here, which the ball peg allows you to do 90 degrees. And then with the hand, no articulation whatsoever other than the transformation to hide the hand on the inside. Let's take a look at the midsection here. There is no crunch or swivel, very similar to some of the other ones. So I believe there are some upgrade kits that are going to allow to give you that mobility later on. I did get a DNA one for sure that's going to be coming in with the trumpets, so you could reenact the coronation scene. Let's see here. On the leg portion, you can go that far up, this far back, that far out, and then he does have the thigh cuts over here, so you can swivel, and then the knee bends 90 degrees, and then the toes, again, the articulation is to kind of close these together to complete the tank tread. And then he does have an ankle rocker as well. There you go. So we'll get him into, again, our standard pose here. All right, so that is Constructicon number 5. And the final one we have here, set this off to the side. Last one we got is Mixmaster. So he's the cement mixer. Just got him this week. Devi on the side. Kind of blank insignia. Mixmaster, legal and price, and And here are just the alt mode and the bot mode off to the side. Let's get in here. All right, let's cut this guy out. Alright, as some of the others, some assembly required, so let's go ahead and get his mixer attached to the back. Looks like we need to fold this in. Let's see here, this opens up somehow. There we go. And that goes in like this, looks like. Yeah, it looks like this piece goes here, and then this back part, these fold, those are folded up, which is fine. And then this needs to plug into the back, so there's these three here plug into these three there, so we can go ahead and do this. Okay, and separate the legs. The gun. Let's go ahead and do this. So Mixmaster, compared to the others, right away is lanky because look at how long his arms are in comparison to the two deluxes that we had earlier, right? So let's see here. Is this supposed to be forward? Hold on. No, never mind. No, he does these short toes. So yeah, Mixmaster, very long arms compared to the other guys. Just a little bit of red paint here on the purple. What else do we have here? Pretty much it. A lot of purple, a lot of green as usual, some silver on the wheels that spin. Some purple on the windows here, some silver on the back. So accessory wise, he just comes with this small pistol over here. And if you're just joining right now, Mixmaster is the last one we're going over. We're just going to go over some articulation, and then we're going to get all 6 into their alt modes and then combine them into Devastator in just a second. But yeah, taking a look at articulation, this hood piece is fixed. The head is on a ball joint, so you can move it around, but it is a little tough to reach in there. But you can see the sculpt, head sculpt is done nicely with some red paint on the eyes over there. He doesn't have any butterfly joints, but he could spin 360. Arm goes a little bit less than 90 degrees out. It looks like there is a little bit of a hinge there, so I can clear that and get over to the top to get that full extension. Bicep swivel over here. 90-degree arm here, and the hand is just built into the side there. You can see a little bit of sculpting with the fingers and stuff over here. No waist articulation, no ab crunch. The leg kicks out this far, goes out that far back, this far out. Knee bends 90 degrees. Top of the truck kind of hits the back of the butt there, so you're stuck. And then there is no real toe articulation. Maybe the heel comes forward a little bit. And I believe there's an ankle rocker. Yep, so you got an ankle rocker here as well. And then we'll get them into, again, that standard pose that I did for the others. All right. And that is all 6 of the Constructicons. So let's go ahead and get them all lined up, shall we? So let's go in order. Get them all lined up here for a photo. Let's get this Devi cannon out. Almost done here. I just want to get a group shot of these dudes all in their bot forms before I get them into their alt modes and transform them into Devi. But yeah, we do have all 6 now, so right after this quick photo, I will get them into their alt modes and combine into Devastator. Alright, let's get to it. So we started off with Bonecrusher, we went to Scrapper, we did Hook, we did Long Haul, so awkward with Hook to try and get him to lay down here. There we go. And then we did Scavenger and Mixmaster. So these are your 6 Decepticon Constructicons, and we are going to go ahead and get them all transformed, and we'll work our way over again. Alright, let's go with, let's go with Bonecrusher to start. Scavenger and Mixmaster we will do last. Scrapper and Hook we will do here as well. Alright, Bonecrusher, here we go. Into his bulldozer mode. So let's go ahead and take this gun off. We are going to turn him around to the back. We twist his arms around and fold them up. And there is a tab in here, so we tab those in. There we go. It's one. Two. This headpiece flips up. This part comes up as well. And then all of this comes down. So something needs to clip here. Oh yeah, this folds down. The head piece folds in. So. And then the arms will fold up this way, and then they will fold in. And combine together. So there is a tab here and a port there. So it looks like these. Right there, just press these together. There we go. That's all one piece now. This piece folds over like so, and then this, let's see here. Back part is still low. Okay, these feet, straighten out the legs. These feet come together. These feet come together. And then they turn into the treads. So it looks like this. Bring this all together here. Okay, and this piece folds underneath. And line this up, and then this just swings around, and then we need to peg in these two parts over here. There we we go. Get all this, screws them together, and then this folds up. And this tab, is that tab in? No. That stays low. Oh yeah. There we go. That will tab in here. Right on the bottom, that right there. Boom. Now we have Mixmaster, or Bonecrusher rather, like so, and then we can use this gun and just port it in on the top over here for storage. And there he is. Just take that off for now. Let's squeeze this in more. Let's see here. This is Bonecrusher with the scoop. And we'll set them off to the side. All right, on to Scrapper. Go ahead and take his gun off first. And it looks like we open up the chest piece. Fold the head down. Oops. Close that up. Then we take his hands. Fold in the hands. This one too. And then we swing them back. Other side. And then the arms peg in. So right there. There we go. So now the arms are squozen in. Turn this around to the back. This pegs in here. This pegs in here. The legs, straighten them out and link those two together. There we go. Now we turn him this way and this way, and the scoop comes up and looks like it folds over. And comes down like so. Okay, and then we flip that part up. I don't know why. Oh, I guess, yeah, to get that lift action. Okay. So bring that up. This spins around. Turn it around to the back. These parts fold up. Okay. And then these two parts fold back like so. And then we turn it upside down. Fold this in. They're supposed to click as well, but I don't see any click. There's definitely pegs that are on the bottom there, which is fine. And this looks like a scrapper now. Let's see here. And then this scoop can move up and down. High. Like so. There you go. That's scrapper. And then for storage, it looks like we can put the guns. Let's see here. It says that this peg goes over here. Or the Devastator guns can also go, let's see here, the big one has a peg here and that can go together like so. And then this one can go use this back port over here and this peg here, and these can come together like so. And then this gun could just port into the side of here. So. All right, let's get these guys back into their alt modes. Let's go ahead and do long haul because he's the easier of the two. All right, flip this guy around. We open up the back, the legs snap back together, bring this back together here, and open up the chest here, hide that head. This. Oh, his head's not hiding down. Let's see here. Let's work this back. These toe pieces fold up, over. This all opens up. Yep. There we go. Now that goes in. Close that up again. Okay, this folds back. And this fold over each other. This scoop should fold all the way down. And if you're tuning in now, we do have a bunch of the others. Over here. And his friends off to the side. So you can see the whole gang laid out over here as I get long haul back into position here. All right, so this back piece needs to fold up. Just trying to get this back part to fold, collapse the knee. There we go. Bring that together. And let's see here. Tab the back. Come on. There we go. All right, that's good. This is good. Now I got to do the arms. So the arms, let's see here. They got to fold underneath. Hands are in. And then they fold back this way. How do I get these arms out? These arms need to go under and tab in. What the heck? Hold on, let me open this back part again. Figure out how to get these arms back where they're supposed to be. All right, that wheel is correct. No chewing, what's going on, man? I'm just, I finally got my Devastator complete, so I literally unboxed all 6 figures over the last hour and a half or so. So now I'm getting them into their alt modes, so I can finally get Devi in position. How's it going with you? Maybe it just slides in here. Does that peg in? And this is my my second Devastator. The first one that I ever got was the original Bayverse one, that came in like the full pack, not the Studio Series, but the one that didn't even have alt modes. I still have that in storage somewhere, so it's funny. I gotta bust that guy out to do a comparison for sure. All right, I think I got this dude sorted out. All right, I think I think long haul is good to go. The bottom looks a little janky, but we could figure that out later on. All right, there's long haul. Let's go ahead and put him off to the side. And who are we gonna do? We're gonna do hook next. Should be on the other. Oh no, here he is. We can just go do that. Let's just toss his gun on the side here, just so we don't lose track. Oh yeah, we can also attach the trailer as well. Go ahead and connect this here. Yeah, I haven't been on in a while. Been crazy busy, and recently been playing some Silk Song on Nintendo Switch. Having a good time with that for sure. Loved Hollow Knight, so been waiting a long time for that game to come out. Right, so for this dude, we need to bring his legs back together. Link up in the middle, so there we go. And then this needs to come back up. And then these need to collapse again into themselves. Any new collectibles on your side, or anything pre-ordered in the horizon? Wait, tuck this away. There we go. Trying to collapse these knees here. And that seems to work. Okay, so this needs to now click onto the chest here. There's these really small pegs over here, and then you got to get the foot, just line that up. Okay, that looks good. Let's get these gun out of here. Let's tuck these hands away, fold that in. This hand, fold that in. Should be pretty. I'm just trying to figure it out as I go without looking at the instructions, just by eyeing it. Looks like I gotta get these skirts up on the back. See if I can bring in these shoulders a little bit more. And they do tab. There is a tab I can see on the inside there, so I'm gonna tab that. Okay, and re-tab chest, and then now tab the side of the foot. Come on, you can do it. I don't even know if this tabs in fully, because it's not even that, like the hand doesn't even tuck in enough to kind of like get that actual tab piece in. So I don't know, maybe it's like a fake it's a fake tab. Yeah, it's weird. Let's see here, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Alright, everything else is pretty much good to go. Looks like the back side of the hook should slide down. Yes, so that part needs to go down, and there's a whole bunch of tabs on the bottom which we'll click in. There we go, nice satisfying click there. What else do we gotta do? Hands, that's fine. Still gotta figure out what's going on with this section here, this side section. The hands need to stay out. Oh, the hands do stay out, so maybe that's what will help them tab in now that they have the clearance to open up. So here we go, turn that back. Yep. Yep, there you go. That's weird. I didn't know that the hands were exposed for the alt mode. Alright, and then this section here, I thought that this was supposed to be a little bit lower. It does look kind of funny. Let's see here. Or is that just the way it is? Alright. Alright, I think that's as good as it gets. So here's hook. And we'll toss his gun on storage somewhere. I'm gonna find a peg or a port for him. Right there on the side, I guess. I could do this. Or where does his actual gun storage, does it say? Gun storage, oh, never mind. Gun storage is this little side peg on top. So I'll go ahead and tab that in here. All right, so 4 down, 2 to go. You know, if you're tuning in, let me know if you're a Transformers fan, a G1 fan. If you picked up, if you're following any of the movie line, Age of the Primes, I'm all in with Age of the Primes, that's for sure. All right, let's go with Scavenger. So let's go in reverse. Oh no, he's already in his bot mode here. So we'll disarm him. Grab this, get him positioned like so, fold this chest piece open, toss his head inside like so, close it up, and get his hands tucked away like so, flip him around. Scoop comes out. This piece folds out. And then these fold in. Apparently, I guess they just tab in there. And then these click somehow. Oh, I see. These fold up. Or not. Oh, the arms fold down. There we go. And then they tab in, so this tabs into that. So that's one. And then that tab right there. So we'll bring this arm down. Tabs in here. This flips back again. There's a tab right there. Fold that together. This looks a little off. Hold on. And my plastic's a little warped. So I see it's kind of like not quite flush. If you could see that right there is not sliding into the cavity the right way. So I'm just trying to figure out if there's a way I can squeeze it up. Let's see. Got these pliers here. Let's see if I can squeeze this a bit. There we go. Just a little nudge. All right, so that is all together. Now the legs, we gotta flip them around, and the legs, straighten out his knees. Let's collapse these toes. Very similar to Bonecrusher. And then we gotta swing them around somehow. How do we do this? There we go. That's one, and then there's that peg right over here, this black peg. So collapse this into itself. Come on, you can do it. All right, so those treads are good. All comes together, and then we get them like so. I think that's hook. Let's get them off to the side, and then we could put his blaster on top just for now. And the last guy on the list is Mixmaster. Let's go ahead and transform this guy. First and foremost, disarm him. And let's go ahead and straighten everything out so he's a little easier to manage. Alright, so it says to flip him around, open up this piece here, get the bowl out, and then fold it back, turn him around, open up these shin pieces. 1, 2, combine these two together. Then fold this up like this. Okay, and bend the knees. Okay, that's one. And let's turn him this way. So this all collapses. How does this? I think it's like that. Or no, knees go up. Then does this. Apparently. Okay. And then now we bring it back down. There we go. That works. And let's see here. This is supposed to click. I didn't hear the click. There we go. There's internal tabs in there that are holding these together right now, so get that going. Okay, now let's finish the legs from the underside. So this folds up, this folds back down. This chest piece comes up. those come back. Hands, what's going on with these hands? Hands tab into the side. Let's go into the side like so. And then tab this last part in because there's two tabs there and on the chest. Right there. 1, 2. And then we have Mixmaster. Toss this on top. All right, so here they are. All right, let's get him into his final form. Looks like we're going with hook first. So let's get these guys out of the way. All right, so let's get Hook's weapon off to the side. Looks like we gotta pull this top piece off. And this turns down. Hook goes up and pull it out, fold it in. Pull this out. This legs come out. Okay. Turn. What are we doing here? We are turning this. Okay. Turn them this way. This This needs to swing. This needs to click in somewhere, but I'm looking for where. That goes there, this bends forward, this goes back, and these two click together. All right. Line up this joint here. Go. That's all linked up. Bring the head down. Turn the head around. Bring his faceplate up. Fold these back down. Fold the hands back in. Lock these back. At the bottom. This hand just stays out like that. It's weird. And I gotta pull this chest piece out of this guy, so there we go. That comes out here too. One more maybe here. No, this opens up. And then we twist this out. Close it back up. All right, so it looks like we're getting there. We have his shoulder, kind of like chest piece formed. So let's go ahead and set this aside. Now we're on to the long haul portion. Separate the trailer. Let's get the weapons off as well. This back piece comes up. Oh. Fold this up. These fold down. And click beneath. Okay, and we twist them out. so. Back down. Okay, arms are out. Bring these down. So. And we twist like this. And bring them back and lock them in. Trying to figure out where they tab though. Okay. I think they tab in like so. Come on. There we go. I think that's good. Now we need to bring the legs back and collapse them again. Like this. And the top opens up. Folds back, tabs into the waist. Now I fold this back down. There we go. And then bring these over. Getting there. All right. Those are locked in. So we have this okay, we have this piece. That's two pieces so far. Who's next? Trailer. All right. Trailer, we take these pieces off. All right, fold. Looks like this part folds up. All the way. And then we bend it back. So. Fold it in half. So we have less area to work with here. Okay, and then fold it again. These tab in. So. And then turn it around to this side. These fold. Oh, loud ratchets, crazy. Wow, these are super sturdy ratchets. This goes down. This folds up. Well, both of these fold up when they click together. There we go. this, I guess, folds back. Does this go down flat or does it stay out? I guess it could stay flush against the back here unless it's supposed to be bent. Let's keep it back there just to give it a bit of clearance, because just to be able to swing the leg back there. But alright, we got 3 parts. So now we take this top part and we take this long haul part and they come together somehow. Okay, so here, that's one connection part. There's another connection part. So there, this ports into that, and this ports into that. This ports into the center, and then there is also these 2 wing parts that'll catch something else on the side here too. So let's try and line it all up. Alright, coming together. Alright, I think everything is secure here. And then we connect this to this big opening peg here. And then there's also some tabs on the back that connect. So let's do this. It's a little stubborn. Let's try this again. There we go. I think that's good. And then the back's supposed to connect too. So there, I think, yeah, that backpack, I think it's supposed to connect to the back like this. And I think we're almost there. So this is, I guess, the torso, the main body here. These side parts over here are a little loose, but I think it's okay. This middle piece here should probably get in a little bit more too. But in all honesty, it's really this like smokestack piece and the whatever peg part that came from the bottom of hook that is kind of connecting everything. I think the other ones are just kind of holding it in position, but otherwise, let's keep it going. All right, now we got to get all the limbs attached here. So let's go with Scrapper, or Scavenger rather. So we collapse this entire piece And then this opens up. And then we turn it around. And this whole piece comes out. And what do we do here? This folds up. And these come one, and looks like another part opens up somewhere. Foot bends here, and then they come together. Oh, I see. So this part over here hooks onto the inside there. So we just got to connect these two, like so, just like that. And then we rotate this and then turn this out. And now we have this piece. And we set that aside. Next is Bonecrusher. Bonecrusher. Open these guys. So pull this piece out below. Turn it upside down. Similar to the other one, fold this and then pull this out. And then just hook these two pieces together again. Okay, and then we turn it this way and then rotate his arm like so. There we go. So I think this is what we're working with. Yeah, I think it's like this. All right, then we have scrapper. Let's get all these weapons taken off here. All right, so this folds down, locks in, shovel comes up, lock that, there we go. And then we get the arms. Fold the arms down. Rotate and lock. And then the feet. Turn them around. Hands out, and then turn them. Let's turn them like so. So these act as like the heels, I guess. And last part is this part bends down. And this rotates. This rotate up. This rotates up. And then back down again. Okay, there's one leg, and then the last piece is Mixmaster. So what do we do here? Okay, fold this face forward. Bring this up. And then we turn it around. These come down. I guess all this comes down. So that becomes the heels. These arms come up. And back. And then we turn it around. All right, so these are all the parts so far. All right, so we take part A, and then we slide on this hook piece. So that's on a rail, and that'll slide down. Oops. Hold on, this came out of place here, just a sec. All right, so this guy slides on this rail here. All right, so that's one side done. And then let's get the other side. So that's this arm, slides onto this rail. Make sure he's all the way down. Okay. Now we got to do the arms. So that's these hands here. It's one. The other hand. So these hands, they're supposed to go, let's see here, like this. Then we turn them over and we turn them like so and like so. Does this look right? No, like this. And this pegs in like that. And this guy pegs in like that. Oh shit, it's coming together. All right. And then we put the chest piece together. So this tabs in here. And this tabs in here. And then these tab in on each of the tank tread pieces here. Coming together. All right, last two pieces are the legs. Scrapper, so this, gotta open up his leg piece here. And it just grabs onto his leg somehow. There we go, that's one piece. Close it. Okay, and then the Mixmaster leg. It just slides here, so gotta bring the cement mixer down, slide this like so, and close it up. And then combine both of these guns together. Almost done. I think that's it. I know that I could store the weapons, but let's take care of that later on and just see what we're working with here. Because this guy is massive, can't even fit in the full frame, so crazy. This is the mighty Devastator. So let's see. Again, that standard pose that we had the other guys in, let's get them in something similar. crazy how he actually has a like a ankle tilt. Maybe not so much on this one. Oh yeah, he does. That's crazy. Here, let's just tilt. This is friggin' crazy. Look at this guy. This guy's a beast. I can't even, dude, I can't even fit him in the full frame. But this is Devastator. And he's heavy AF. Hold on, I have to change to the face cam here. Look at this thing. This guy's like massive. Again, I don't have the Combiner Wars version of this guy or any other similar Devastator. I do have the Bayverse original like 2010 release or whatever from Revenge of the Fallen, but that's about it. But this is Devastator, and I'm very happy with it. So here he is. So yeah, pretty sizable guy. Let's take a look at articulation. You already saw size and stuff like that, but go ahead and do another top down. All right, head. Can rotate all the way around. Doesn't really have much of a tilt though, does he? Yeah, it doesn't really have much of a tilt. That's kind of like stuck in there, so you can't really look down. But I'm sure that there may be like an aftermarket kit, maybe with like an LED head or something that will be released from DNA or someone in future. Let's see here. No butterfly joints, but his arms come out all the way up that high. Go around that much. No bicep swivel, but you can rotate the elbows. I believe you get a 90 degree, or not quite 90 degree elbow, just because the clearance. The wrists can rotate, and the hands open. The waist swivels. There's no crunch. And then these hip skirts come forward so you can kick out this far, which is a crazy ratchet. And then this butt flap unfortunately blocks your ability to go back. And I know that some people have chosen to not even include this part, just to kind of like give you, I guess, like more more clearance to kind of get back out. And then leg goes that far out. Then we have these thigh swivels here. And the knee bends 90 degrees. And it's kind of crazy, but yeah, he does have an ankle tilt on both. And a bit of a toe as well. So I'm very happy with this. I'm definitely gonna go on display right away. So trying to figure out how to get this guy positioned, getting his legs all situated. Now I know one thing that some people have complained about are the way that the legs aren't like centered, and I know that there is a fix like to have that like a kit and 3D printed stuff to just kind of shift that over. I honestly don't mind. I know that if you do bring that together, then the center clearance kind of like maybe they can kind of come into contact, so maybe that was intentional, but also maybe to just kind of stabilize. I know, like, again, it's not balanced, but it does make sense that, you know, there's more weight on the outside, so no problems here. And then the last thing I'll show you is the storage, because apparently you're supposed to be able to mount all the guns on at the same time. So first, let's get his pistol in hand, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guns as well. So it looks like this little gun was back on Bonecrusher. That's this one here. And then the rest of the guns actually just hide, or sorry, hold on. Then this gun goes on Scavenger. And then the rest of the guns just port. Actually, hold on. This guy goes on to Mixmaster. And then 3 of the guns get kind of stocked on the back here. So let's see here. So this one goes back on hook. And then these last 2 go on long haul. So there you go. All 6 weapons are stored in some way, shape, or form, which is kind of cool, because then, you know, you don't need to put them anywhere else. But that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, let me know. But this was a full unboxing of all 6 Constructicons and forming Devastator, which is, again, he's a big boy. He's like a child. There he is. Devastator fully combined form. First time I've ever had one of these guys, so very excited to have it in the collection, and yeah, hope you enjoyed the show. But otherwise, I think Menosaur's on his way. Fireflight is the last aerial bot that I'm missing, so there's that. And then I also have Vortex so far, and I haven't pre-ordered Brawl or the rest of Bruticus yet, but definitely Bruticus is going to be the next, or added to the collection as well. So here we go. Now let's go ahead, and I think I'll put him on the back shelf for now. And there you go. In any case, again, hope you enjoyed the show. That was quite the marathon. Over 2.5 hours just to get all 6 done. But well worth it. Now I'm going to spend some much deserved quality time with my wife. So enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.